Hey, beautiful soul. So, I'm just waking up from a nap. I'm probably gonna go back to sleep. This week has wore me out, y'all. They be working me at work, but I just come to just share a quick message, with everything that's going on in the world, um, distractions and our attention getting pulled here and pulled there. If you could just fix your attention on the things of God and the promises of God and what He has shown you through messages of other people, through a video, through a sign that you was walking outside and just saw it, through numbers that keep repeating, 4 and 14, Esther 4 and 14, 11, 11, and I'm not talking about like the spiritual meaning of those numbers, because there's biblical meanings of those numbers too. But if you just pay attention to what God is telling you to do and just be obedient to the call that is up on your life. Like I tell y'all all the time, I was doing hair for 20, I've been licensed for 20 years next year, 2025, and I built the empire over there. I was Sierra the hairstylist, and God told me, Sierra, I want you to come over here and do this. And I got my niche together, and now I'm Sierra, the women's faith coach. And um, the transition was pretty quick. It was different. It's still different. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'll forever grow. I'll forever learn in this position. But the main thing about this is that when God is telling you to leave something behind, leave that relationship, leave that job, leave those friends, leave that city, leave wherever you need to leave, whatever He's told you to leave alone, and He's showing you that He's got something else for you, the best thing you could do for your soul salvation, for your future, for yourself, is to leave it alone immediately and get out of it. Don't wait, I'm gonna wait another day to see. No. I probably stayed doing hair for 20 years longer than what I was supposed to do hair. I probably was supposed to been over here in this position, but because I had my mind made up about something, I was there for that long. And towards the end, it did started to feel like a burden to me. I wasn't happy. I wasn't fulfilled in doing hair. I didn't want to talk to no clients. I don't want to. I used to get out. I should have known at the point where I started to get out of breath. Like nothing was wrong with me, but it would feel like my breath was literally taken when I go to do a client's hair or stand behind the client and do their hair. And those were signs of God telling me, I don't want you doing this anymore. And I stayed there in that thing longer than I should. And I probably prolonged some blessings because of my own way of thinking, because of what I wanted to do. And probably press God like, well, why this ain't happening the way that I thought it should? Because I was outside of the will that He had for my life. But even though you might be outside of the will that He has for your life, that doesn't mean it's too late. That doesn't mean that He doesn't love you. That doesn't mean that He still won't bless you. But the importance of it is to know when to move, when He said move, and stop consulting in people. I saw a gentleman that followed me. He stated that there's so many people that we getting fed by so many people. Like, we listening to this video, listening to that video, listening to this friend, listen to every, we're letting so many people feed us, and we don't know who's right, we don't know what's right, we don't know what's wrong. We just going by whatever feels good and whatever sounds good. And so we have to be careful not to let so many people pour into us, not to be out here listening to all these preachers, not to be out here listening to all these false teachers and things like that. And you always want to test the spirit with the spirit. When somebody gives you something, you need to be taking it back to the Lord. You need to be going before the Lord and say, hey, so-and-so told me this. Does this line up with the will that you have for my life? It is that serious out there, because one wrong word, one wrong message can set you back off track years, okay? So, just remember, if God is telling you to do something and you keep getting that urge and that nudge in your heart, That's him telling you to do it. That's your yes. This is okay. That's your, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And you pray until he show you. And if you need some help with somebody to show you, that's what you have people like me for, a women's faith coach. You can say something to me. I'm like, okay, well, that was your answer right there. You know, God comes to us in the most subtle ways. I think sometimes we be looking for flashing lights and big billboards, and God don't work like that. You know, he'll come to you in the most subtle way. It might be a subtle voice in your mind, like, go over there and start talking to people and start telling them your testimony. And you will hear it and you will ignore it because you don't know if it's the word of God. So I have people ask me before, how do I know God is talking to me? That comes through a personal development of having a relationship with him, a constant relationship with him, so that you could be able to distinguish his voice amongst all of the noise. Because just like God speaks to you, the enemy comes and he has his word, tries to have his word with you too. And if you're not aligned and if you're not careful, you will start to do what the enemy is telling you to do and ignore what God is telling you to do. So I just, pray that God begins to reveal himself in a mighty way to you, that you get in line with your purpose and what you're supposed to be doing in this life. We all have our own unique gifts. We all have our own unique talents. We all have our own ways of showing up in this earth. So be it on this platform, be it on social media, be it in person, a lot of times we aren't meant to make a big impact online. That's why I wasn't hustling too hard to grow no TikTok or to do all of this. Like, oh, I didn't got 10,000 followers, and I can have 10,000 followers, or that doesn't mean I'm going to impact 10,000 people. I might be here to reach 5 people, and those 5 people might come amongst a following of 100 people, 1,000 people. You just never know. So I had to learn how to not focus on the numbers and focus on the Lord and what he is telling me to do. And that's what I'm just coming to share this message with you, is that it is just so rewarding to be in line with God. Yes, it's challenging. Yes, you have to get up and it'll come, but you have to put in that extra work. You know what I'm saying? You have to get up and show up. You have to get up and be. You have to get up and do. As nothing is gonna come and just fall in your lap. Sometimes it will, but if it comes from God, it'll fall in your lap. But you still have got to get up and do your part, because he said in his word, if you take one step, then I'm gonna meet you the rest of the way. So if you ain't even took the first step, then don't be crying and hollering that you ain't got what you felt like you was supposed to have, because you ain't even took the first step. This message is coming out of love. If you need some guidance, if you need some support, go ahead and tap the link in the bio. Book a session with me. I'm only available on Saturdays right now. I'm working with God to see if he wants me to open up availability from when I get off of work in the evenings, for my late evening people. But it's not meant to do by yourself. You don't have to do it by yourself. It doesn't have to be a long drawn out situation. You might just need clarity on something. You might just need prayer or something. You might just need to ask a question, and you never know who your answer may come through. So I just wanted to make this video to send out some encouragement today. I am going to go back into my resting state because it's rainy here and it's cold. And I like to be bundled up on rainy and cold days. But I will catch you guys soon. Have a very blessed day, and make sure you're in the right position at the right time so God can bless you exceedingly and abundantly. And it's all according to your obedience, aligned with his word. Not with all these people saying these prophetic words. You about to get money Friday, you about to get a husband Tuesday. Fine, if that's what you want to believe, test the spirit with the spirit, but make sure you out here seeking God for yourself. Okay, so I'll see y'all next time, and be blessed.